Hi, my name is Kevin Harris, and I had a place in North Philly, Kensington, the worst place to be for heroin addicts. I don't do heroin. I did smoke crack. I do sometimes Xanax here and there. I do, the Adderall. I prescribe Suboxone, not because of heroin, but because I liked it. Gave me energy. I have bipolar disorder, which was manic depression when I was diagnosed back 1983, 84. I was 7 years old. My whole life I was wondering why. And recently I found a lot of answers, real answers, not what I wanted to hear. And you could do a search on Google on any subject and find that answer to help you cover up what you're doing is wrong, or to make it more okay, the situation, by saying, hey, look, it even says it on Google right here, but it's the information you want. But then that's the fake information. This is the real information. And there's a couple people I follow on YouTube. They're professors and doctors. Something I never did before. Don't listen to just random people. I think your best bet is to listen to somebody who's gone through it. I'm 42. I was diagnosed at 7 years old with manic depression. I have 2 kids. My 14-year-old blocked me. My 2-year-old, who just turned 3, her mother, I truly loved, and I understand I'm hard to manage, and I stopped a lot. I drank vodka. I stopped drinking with her. I did a lot of stuff, smoking crack. I finally, for the first time, I found a reason to live, and I didn't have to try. You don't have to try when you have somebody that is there giving you the compassion. And I think today, with today's world, with social network, internet, the parents, there is none of that. There's no compassion. Today you give your child an iPhone, and that's what parents are giving kids to keep them quiet, to keep them entertained. And that's not teaching these kids nothing, and that's what my daughter is being raised that way. And what do? I'm over here. It's going to be Christmas. I can't talk to my daughter because her mom wants to listen to her friends that don't like me. They found out we got into an argument. And say this was 2 years ago. We had to leave this house I was renting. It was $1,650. $1,650. It's easier for me to go to a month. And she had her nephew, her son, me, and I had room for my son, which is another subject. And I found success. I was successful when I had the compassion, when I had that love, and I loved. I just didn't know how to show it in an affectionate way. I showed it by buying things and providing. So her nephew had some issues, like he can get suspended in school and be able to watch wrestling at 11 o'clock at night. And I wasn't about that. My grandfather was in 101st Airborne in the Army and jumped out of airplanes. He didn't have a mom. He raised me. He was tough. He was strict. But I learned a lot. Like when he died, he never told me he loved me. When I got with Deseri and we were together and she left me, I did a lot of thinking. And my grandfather never told me he loved me because he didn't have a mother and a father. He was raised in an orphanage. He didn't know how to say that word, like I didn't know how to say it until I met Deseri, and I learned how to say it. But he didn't know how because nobody showed him. From the first 7 years of a child's life is the most important years the child needs. And with the rate of all this going down with the internet, and parents just aren't paying attention to how they're destroying society. Like what's going to happen in 10 years? It's just going to get worse. I don't know. I ramble on sometimes, and I'm thinking maybe this is what I have to do. I saved somebody's life the other day. I'm going to put it up on there. We videoed it, and it's just, I have a lot of, I'll be putting a lot of live footage about what happens down in Kensington, like the real area. You'll see it happening. The drugs, the dealing. As soon as I open up my door, you hear a drug dealer yelling out what type of heroin they have. It's not even heroin; it's fentanyl. A cigarette. So this is the start of my new YouTube channel. Hopefully, I can get a lot of people to follow, so we can spread the word. It's basically about caring for somebody with mental health issues, and to stop the mental health issues, and get parents awareness to try, at least try. That's a big step. Try. I'm all alone. I have nobody. And I have nobody because, like my mother would say, I make her dogs nervous. I had to go. I have something wrong with me because of my mother. I remember her talking about me since I was a little kid, how she couldn't handle me. And then my dad used to beat the shit out of me. And, it's like the girl I loved when we broke up 2 years ago. She mentioned something about me, but not, I don't know, she mentioned something. And my mother's response was, aren't you glad you didn't marry him? And I didn't hurt you. I didn't steal. I didn't rob. I didn't cheat. I was all over the place. I had the kids in line. But I needed you. And you were always on Facebook. And now I'm alone. And I feel like shit. I feel horrible. My son blocked me. My son, he means the world to me, blocked me. Because I'm impulsive. And with all this going on, I reacted. In a way that probably really hurt him. And I can't even say sorry. Just say something happens. Like, I don't need him to live with that or me to live with that. It was very hurtful. I think that's what hurts the most. Yeah, so this is the start of my new YouTube channel. Maybe we can all help each other out and try.